Hey guys, Oso here, and today I'm doing what I do best here on YouTube. That of course being unboxing bootleg Bionicle sets, this time from a company by the name of Dewan, another one of the many Chinese brands that make third-party compatible building sets, aka LEGO bootlegs, though I can't seem to find much information on them or their catalog, so there might even be more sets out there from this company, maybe even more Bionicle inspired knockoffs. I do have to thank Miggy from the official Ignition Zone Discord server for posting this set, because with his information, I was able to find this knockoff for sale on a website that I have a really hard time trying to figure out how to pronounce. But I'll try. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Uwab or Uwab. Maybe it's actually like Yo Baby. Like, I don't know to be honest. Beside the set alone, they also had a great selection of third-party loose pieces that I also ordered. Overall, the prices were good all around, and I'm happy this order got to me as fast as it did. Plus, shout out to Yawab's customer service because I actually lost the tracking number for this order, but one email and less than 30 minutes later, they sent me the tracking. And what's really funny about this story is within those 30 minutes of me waiting, the package actually arrived at my door. A very cool coincidence if I do say so myself. I'm not sponsored by Yawab, I'm just very interested in this knockoff Bionicle set and some of the seemingly exclusive parts they have in their store. And with that out of the way, let's open this package up. Ah, there we go. And here we go. Starting off, we have these very cool and useful CCBS recolors. This CCBS joint in red is a LEGO part that I have wanted for years. LEGO never made this part in red, and there were so many mocks and revamps I wanted to build with this part back in the day, and now I am able to do so thanks to Uwab. I'm surprised I found this particular recolor on here instead of like AliExpress or Amazon. I'm also kind of surprised it took a knockoff company this long to produce this particular part in this color, because for the life of me, I can never find it in red. Till now, this was the only red CCBS joint you could use when making smaller mocks, and it was okay. It definitely played a useful role, but unlike other CCBS joints, it didn't have a ball joint in the middle, so you were sort of limited when it came to adding Greeble to mocks. All in all, I am very excited to add this part to my collection. How well is it though, with durability? Yeah, not bad. It's kind of loose for like a new CCBS joint, but not that bad actually. That'd probably be very good for animation. Good stuff. So I'll just put these out here, right there. And also they had these dark blue ones. Now these actually are somewhat common. They're actually getting a little more common now. I think they started making them again. And it's also a color that's not traditionally made by LEGO, so that is nice to see. I also purchased some orange CCBS joints in the same style as the red Hero Factory joint. Again, another color LEGO didn't produce this part in, though I have to admit the color is off from traditional orange, but other than that, it's still a really useful and cool part. I also bought 4 medium CCBS shells in bright pink because why not? So if you're looking for any of these parts in these recolors, you should definitely check out Yawab because they have them for you. But anyways, enough about these guys. You guys wanted to see the bootleg Bionicle set that I purchased. Alright, so this is the big thing that I ordered. This is... oh my goodness, that is a lot of parts. Yeah, this is a Bionicle set actually, or at least it calls itself a Bionicle set. This set goes by the name of Dewan Bionicle W105. But yeah, I didn't actually know there was like this many parts. I guess you gotta look at the descriptions of things when you buy them, but just by looking at these part bags, you can kind of see why I wanted to buy this in the first place. There's just a ton of green recolors of parts that don't naturally exist in Bionicle or Hero Factory, and I thought that was sick. By the way, that is green CCBS limbs. Now I have red, orange, green. Like, that's great, man. I kind of don't even want to build this because I just kind of want to use all the parts and like use them for mocks and things. I have not mocked in a while. So I've just been looking at this instruction manual a little bit, and yeah, there's a few things to note here. Yes, this is called the Mechanical D-Rex. There's 356 pieces here, and I paid less than $5 for this. A Bionicle set for less than $5. That's like getting a barbershop haircut that costs a quarter. And here we have the set finally built. Yeah, this took me a little over 4 hours to build, just because not having numbered bags, man, that is something we just kind of take for granted, because like building without numbered bags, that is so annoying to find multiple small little pieces. A lot of them are very tiny system pieces, and that was kind of annoying. At the end, I was able to find everything. It sped up as you kept building, you know. Now, this set has, first of all, it's so cool, dude. It's a robot dinosaur. First off, his color scheme is great. Green and silver are such an awesome combination that we really never saw except on a few earlier G1 sets. It really harkens back to Lewa Nuva's appearance, and it makes me wish Lewa Fantoka could have had a similar color style to this dinosaur. The green is also exactly 1-to-1 with original LEGO Classic Green, so having all these Hero Factory parts in this nice color is very cool, and I'll definitely have to take parts off this guy or buy another so I can start mocking with these parts. Another thing about this set is all the cool like build techniques. Look how they did like the torso, it's so clean. Like they put this like little Hero Factory shell, they put it right here as like the lower torso, and they put Savage Planet paw thing right here, and it kind of just builds up the torso. It's really neat. It's super cool. I really love that. There's just neat build techniques all around. They also put these like rubber pieces here to kind of give it a little more support so it's not just slipping and sliding everywhere. I think that's really nice. Also adding this tail is great as well, because you really do need that, because this set is super, I don't know if you could tell, it is super top heavy, and because of that it makes it pretty hard to stand on its own. But you know, with the rubber legs, kind of the rubber pieces on the bottom of the feet keeping it in place, that's good, and also the tail kind of supporting it as well, really nice. I think if they had thrown in those Hero Factory joint extenders, I think that would have been very useful in keeping this set from like toppling over, because yeah, it is very heavy on the top, especially this arm. His right arm is basically just system Lego, and because of that it is very heavy and it can't really go up that far, but it's still cool. But yeah, with system being included in these third-party Lego sets, that could be a problem, because a lot of times they don't really connect to each other that well, and they'll kind of just pop off, kind of like how that little barb or tooth just popped off of the right arm there. And as much as I'd like the building techniques, a lot of them, some of them weren't implemented very well. Like for example, the hand right here, how it moves, it kind of just pops off like any of those barb pieces like around the wrist, which is kind of annoying. I think they could have done something a little bit better there. And that's another complaint I have. As cool as this set is, and I imagine like every 10-year-old boy would love to like spend $5 to buy this, it's just not made for like play, just like traditional Hero Factory or Bionicle, for example, because there are just so many loose parts and system parts. It's a combination of both bad build technique and also just bootleg parts. Sometimes the quality control is just not existent or never existent. I was very surprised to see that also happen with the Technic parts here. So you see, this part is connected with an axle inside of there. I believe it's a 3 long axle, and it's just very loose. It just pops off super easy, and that's annoying. It also pops off on this arm too, which sucks. It is kind of really easy though to put it back into place, which is kind of funny. But I would like if that didn't pop off to begin with, you know? Also annoying is some of the axles on this set are just a tad bit shorter than their official LEGO counterpart. It made building the set somewhat annoying, but luckily these are parts that go for pennies, and because of that, not really a big deal. Would be somewhat annoying for someone who doesn't own that part, but if you're buying these, you probably have a few extra 3 long axles to begin with. So overall, yeah, it does have some limitations, but I feel that the positives really outweigh the negatives. Because look here, you're getting all these cool recolors, first of all. So if you like mocking and you want like a great part pack, this is great. You also get all these great armor pieces. Oh yeah, the dinosaur head moves. It's built on a Lego ratchet joint, so it can move up and down, swivel 360 degrees, and of course the jaw opens and closes. Nothing original, but still pretty neat. Honestly, I could see this set being like a Hero Factory or a G2 Bionicle set just because of how cool it is. Because if I'm being honest, it does blend both the simplicity but effectiveness of Hero Factory sets, especially in the leg and left arm, but at the same time, the complex textures and creative build techniques with existing parts you would see in some G2 and G1 Bionicle sets. And overall, this could be even a great gift to get someone because of how nice it is, honestly. Or even just for yourself. And with all that being said, I would highly recommend you purchase this set. There's 4 other dinosaurs to choose from as well, and I'm probably myself gonna go back and get another one. Maybe the purple one this time around. The prices they're listed for are really good. Also, standard shipping is pretty quick, and there's a lot of other good sets and pieces on your wall that you could check out too. Again, not sponsored, just impressed with their online store. And just like that, I have run out of things to say. I want to thank everyone who watched, and especially those who made it this far. If you haven't done so already, if you can leave a like and maybe even a comment, it would really help this video reach more people. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.